H could be 1 cent, let's say. They got this hot dogs for 1 cent because it's worth about that much. So 1 cent for a hot dog, then French fries would be whatever it would have to be to make it up to 5.50. Once you plug in an H, can't you solve that F?
Yes.
And how many things could you plug in for H?
Anything.
Infinitely many things.
Yeah,
So how many answers are there to this?
Many.
That's why anytime you have two unknowns, but only one piece of information, there's infinitely many answers for that. You can't escape it. You have to have another piece of information.
So can we write that down in our test? Infinitely many answers?
If I ask you how many, I could ask you a conceptual question, how many answers does this have? The answer would be infinitely many. I love it. Just perfect if I ask that. And I've been known to ask conceptual questions. So I have to tell you something else. So what if you bought your friend buys, you can spell, Jeff, or can you? I don't know. 2 hot dogs and 5 orders of fries. Now it's been too long. What did I say? And that's $3.50. Bless you.
Thank you.
Right? So here's one equation. And hopefully you guys see that equation is just silly easy to set up. 4 of these and plus 3 of these equals that. Right? Most of these are really easy
Just
to set up.
very straightforward.
Okay.
How do you set up this one?
Oh,
2 H
2
plus
hot dogs
plus
5
5
fries.
350.
350. Now how do you go on to solve that?
Now that's an easy question now, right? Just like in any word problem. What's the hard part?
Is
Setting it up.
But solving it's the easy part.
Solving it is the easy part.
No freakiness.
So here's our first equation, 4H plus 3F equals 550. Second equation was
2H plus 5 equals.
So who's got a suggestion? How do I solve that?
Multiply by -2.
Exactly. Multiply the second one, right?
Right.
So leave the first one alone,
So we're using the addition method, correct?
and then multiply, yeah, sure. You could really solve it any way you want to, but with substitution makes sense.
Substitution method, okay.
It wouldn't make sense here. You could do it, you could make it work, but wouldn't it be way too difficult?
So what method would you suggest?
No, that's what I'm saying. I would not suggest to do substitution at all. Because anything you try to solve for, you're going to make fractions, even worse than that, you're going to make decimals inside a fraction. Yep. So if I multiply this, like you said, by -2.
So we make it the addition method where something cancels, et cetera, right?
Exactly. -4H minus 10F equals -7.
That decimal disappears if you multiply by a whole number.
Now let's see if Jeff got this right. And it's
Cancel.
not looking the way I wanted it to be, but we'll see what happens.
-7
-7F
minus 5.5.
-1.5.
-1.5.
Then divide by -7.
Divide by -7.
Yeah.
I get -7 instead of 11.
Because when you
Wait a minute, what?
minus
0.50 by 7, that decimal
3 minus 10.
becomes 150, right?
F equals,
Oh, I see over there. Yeah, it's 350. Yeah.
F equals actually positive 1.5 over 7.
Yeah, and whatever that is, right? I didn't quite get it the way I wanted it in my head, but oh, too bad. Why did I mess up?
And then you plug your F in, solve for this one.
Oh, that should have been
-10.
that should have been 450 right. Shoot.
Oh well.
You guys kind of with me on that? I'm trying to make it in my head, and I just off by a buck on that. That's
So it's
my
250
fault.
then.
Yeah, but I don't want to change in the middle of everything. What is that about? It's about 21 cents.
21, blah, 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 0.21.
All right, so we'll say it's about 21 cents.
So just to get this in my head, Professor,
Yes.
when you divide a decimal by a whole number, the decimal goes away and that becomes 150. So
No,
Or
it doesn't go away. If you wanted to do this on paper, if you move that over twice, you're going to move this one over twice.
it come
That
out.
would be the same as this.
So okay. So it come out the same way regardless, whether you move the decimal or not.
Okay.
All right. Good.
All right. But of course, your calculator eats that up for breakfast. But
then you go 4H plus 3 times.
yeah, so well, now it's the same idea as in that last section. Once you get one letter, you plug it in to get the other letter. So I could do, yeah, like you're saying, 4H plus 3 times 21 cents,
Equals 5.50.
and then solve for H.
Is that a $1.50 divided by plus 7?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, they were both negative, but I canceled them out to positive, right?
Okay.
All right. How you guys? Let's do another one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do one that's a little different. So most of them are going to look like that. Let me see. Here, let's do a.
And the order appears H like X and F like what? And when we want to work.
Yeah, normally if they don't say, it's actually in alphabetical order. If they don't say, so it actually here at the FH. But on these, they're word prompts. So I'd rather see hot dogs cost, blah, and fries cost.
Blah.
This one we know 21 cents, right?
So how can we find
Whatever you
the
get for H here.
So you plug the 21 cents into
Exactly.
fries, and that's how you get
Figure
the
out
hot dog
H.
prices.
Yep. Okay.
Plug and chug.
Yep.
So A, B, C, D, E, F. It means F like X and H like what?
Yes.
Alphabetical.
But for word problems, you just tell me in words. Because where the H and the F come from? Didn't they come from me? I made them
Hot
up.
dog in the present.
So on these, putting it as a point is not really necessary.
Yeah.
Because I want the answer. You wouldn't tell somebody, well, how much is hot dogs and fries cost? You want to say, 21 cents, comma, $4. What are you talking about? Hot dogs are this much, french fries are this much.
$4 cost.
Be like, you better find a different job.
Okay. All right. What about this problem here? Look at number 8, page 345. So read through that.
Oh god, I hate these.
Section 4.
$2 for adults. So A is equal to 2, and C is equal to 1. That's what you get, I think.
And that's the choice.
So you have A equals 1, 2, and 9.
Was it $1.50? Total of 300 tickets
Yeah, for $525 total.
and
525.
525.
Two. What
Just to show you real quick, if I had, if 200 kids showed up,
Something tells me.
wouldn't that be $300? Right, 200 times $1.50 would be $300. Then you can figure out how many adults must have showed up to make it up to 525, right? But
So-
you notice how that's giving you more information. How many pieces of information do they actually give me here?
3 pieces of information.
Four.
2.
Two.
The
One of them is a total of people, right?
300 tickets,
Because each ticket is a person, or a kid, or an adult.
and the total
And the
profit.
other one is
The total
Right.
profit.
money.
Right.
You see this a lot. One equation then should be totally about numbers of people, and the other equation should be totally about money.
So
The
some,
mistake I always see is somebody says something like x plus y equals 525. And that would be the number of adults plus the number of kids equals $525. That's neat.
that is easy.
So you got like these big dollar bills walking around with little dollar bills, little maybe little 10-cent dime kids. I don't know, that's weird. That's very surrealistic, right?
That's
So
a
let's
good.
not do
That's
that.
a good Halloween costume idea.
First thing is what are your variables going to be?
Adult A,
number of the tickets?
A for adults and C for children.
All right, if you want to, A is adults, all right, the number of adults, and C is the number of
Of
children.
kids. Yeah.
So one equation is always very easy.
A plus C equals 300.
Exactly. You guys see that? The number of adults plus the number of kids must have been 300 because that's how many tickets they sold.
Oh, and then you have the tickets, is gonna be tickets, $1.50 plus.
Now, how much money did they make off the adults? $2 for every adult.
So
So how much total money?
2A.
$2 for each adult.
Is
You
it
guys with me?
Is it 2.00A or just 2A?
And that's a lot like that hot dogs, 4 each, because $4 per hot dog times 8 hot dogs.
Wait,
So
per,
2 times 8 for adults plus.
150.
Which you could say
Equals
3 over 2.
525.
And then you just get rid of the A's and B's.
wait, Professor. Wouldn't the A be 2.00A since it's $2?
It could be. I mean, and in fact, here I didn't really have to add that O, right? So here I don't need 2.00. It's the same number, right,
Okay.
numerically. If any of you guys are getting into science, chemistry, or something, scientists are very worried about how many decimal places you show because it tells you how certain you are about a measurement. Mathematics, 2 is the same thing as 2.00.
And then once you have it like that, then you solve them. So in this case, you will
And now this is
solve for
beautiful.
-2, right?
This happens a lot where you get an equation with x plus y plus z or whatever equals something. And that's beautiful because they're ones. So it's set up for either substitution or elimination, whichever one you like better. So you could take number 1 and solve for A, and then throw it in here.
Yeah.
That'd be substitution.
Or you can just eliminate it more.
Personally, I like elimination better. You could just multiply 1 by what?
-2.
-2. -2. And again, why are you doing that? Because then the A's would cancel, wouldn't they?
Yep.
-2 times that, -2A, minus 2C
equals -600.
equals -600. I love it. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's always the same thing. The solving it step should be much easier than the setting it up step. But the setting it up step on these 4 problems is easier than the other one. I'm hoping you guys see that. These set themselves up so nicely. And I'm hoping you agree with me. Some of you guys might not agree with me yet. So the solving should be easy. That's gone.
So you have -0.5C equals
Good. -0.5C.
1125.
Careful. 525 minus 600.
Oh, it's -600. That's right.
Minus 75, yeah.
And divide by 0.5.
Divide by 0.5. Yeah.
150.
150. So 150 kids means how many adults?
So you subtract 300 from 125, right?
So A and B is the same.
You guys with me on this?
Yeah.
So is everybody cool with that?
Yeah.
Just divide by that. So that's 150 children. Now how do I figure how many adults? Well, there are 300 total tickets.
Subtract 150 from 300.
Yeah, so the adults, like you said, 150 adults. How do you check yourself?
You multiply 150 by 150
Yeah,
by
1.5
150
times kids plus twice the adults should be 525.
So we've fully solved the equation.
Yes.
Totally. No.
Totally. Like, totally.
Totally. Alright.
One more of these here.
I gotta throw some lines in so to see if we get.
And this is one that you see
That'd be awesome.
very often,
For some
number
money, you don't even know.
10.
Number 10.
Yep. So a man invests $17,000 in 2 accounts. So he's got a total of
This will work out.
$17,000. One account earns 5% interest,
That's a good thing or a bad thing, we don't know yet.
and the other one earns 6.5%.
So the total is $12,000. $17,000.
If his total interest after 1 year is $970, how much do you invest in each trade? Now, what I definitely want you guys to see, this is what the people that are good at mathematics, they might be lucky in the fact that they look at it like this automatically. But this problem is exactly the same as that problem.
Your
They're the
eight-
same thing.
your
Because
18.
there's a total amount of money equation, like there was a total number of people equation.
Yeah,
And then there's a percentage of that money to make an interest
yeah.
equation.
The ACCT stands for account, right?
So let's see how this works. What are my unknowns here? What are my unknowns?
5% plus 6.5%.
No, what are my unknowns?
Accounts.
How much?
Other and
2 accounts.
other and 1.
So how much did he put in the one account?
Okay, so that's what ACCT stands for.
I don't know how much he put in there, right?
No.
Yeah.
So we can call that
X.
X. And the other account?
Why?
Let's be a little more specific here, I gotta be careful, this is the 5% account, right?
Yeah.
And this is a 6.5% account, we'll say that's,
We can call it 5x and 6.5y.
so what is X plus Y?
970.
What does X represent? The amount of money he put in.
4.1.
And Y is the amount of money he put in?
Equals 17,000.
So X plus Y is 17,000. Now what